You may have heard about CityWorks Expo. For years now, we've been bringing people together to share big ideas for better places. Expo connects innovators across the community and around the globe through an ongoing series of events, conferences, and social media. And our goal is to inspire and support people like you, the ones who have a passion for making their neighborhoods, communities, and cities better places to live, work, and play. Check us out at cityworksxpo.com to learn more. Become a part of the Expo community and share your story. You never know who you will inspire with your big ideas.
Our story with CityWorks Expo Florida. This has been a journey that has taken a couple of years for us to get here. I'll start with, my name is Anita Strang, and I am the director for a Main Street program in Winter Haven, Florida. My husband there, Bud Strang, and I attended our first CityWorks 4 years ago. In an odd little way, I'll take a minute and tell you about how we got here. As a Main Street director, I'm often Googling things about placemaking and, communities. And someone I kind of liked, Neil Takimoto, kind of popped up on there. And I was looking, and I said, this place, CityWorks Expo, he was speaking. I think this looks really cool. So I keep clicking through it, and I think, oh, goodness, this looks great. So I kind of look at the flights when they're happening, kind of get it all teed up, jump in the bed that night with the little iPad, go, hey, Bud, what do you think about this? This looks really cool. This guy named Ed Walker's putting it on, and Bud says over there, says, Ed Walker, I think I was just reading about him. And I guess a wonderful story that the New York Times did about Ed. So we booked it and we came. I think we're pretty blown away. I sat right there, second row, and experienced something that I really had never experienced in another conference or another environment, which was the energy of being in a room filled with people who were doing great things in their community and love their community like I love Winter Haven and like Bud loves Winter Haven. That was something very different than any other conference. So I come back from Roanoke. Yep, now y'all get to talk too. I come back from Roanoke just like on fire. Crossing the street one day, I see our city manager, and I'm like, hey, I gotta tell you about this place, this thing I've experienced. And we did have a couple of conversations and brought Derek, who I will let talk in a few minutes, to CityWorks the next year. To make a great story as short as I can, Derek came with me the next year. The next year we brought Katie Worthington, our Chamber of Commerce director. This year we've got quite a group. We've got our city planner. We've got someone from our leisure services who really does way more than just leisure services. I've got the Main Street manager, some friends and that have all come and to experience this, and they're experiencing this with us this year because we will be hosting CityWorks Expo in Florida, and I needed partners. Main Street is a nonprofit that could never pull this off alone. I am so fortunate that in the community that we live in, we have strong partners. And I'm gonna let Derek talk about that partnership.
As she stated, I am Derek Theatre. I'm the city manager of Winter Haven, and I'm excited about the opportunity that we have to host CityWorks Expo Florida. When Anita talks about partnership, that's really what makes our community so great. There is no one in our community that you really see fighting against each other. We're always trying to find ways where we can bridge the gap and make our communities better. And so when you look at the different partners that we have, Visit Central Florida, Main Street Winter Haven, the Winter Haven Chamber of Commerce, and also that's not on this, this slide, it's the Winter Haven Economic Development Council. Our community is a benchmark of excellence community. And when we work together, we realized that there is so much synergy amongst all of the different groups, and that's why I am excited as the city manager of Winter Haven to have us partner with Main Street, the Chamber of Commerce, the EDC, and bringing T. Michael and Merle Bishop along with us this year so we can really show what this conference has done for us. And so the partnerships we've built is going to make April 2016 such a success for us for what we're going to try to do with what Expo is doing in Roanoke. We're going to try to emulate and imitate and copy, if you've seen some of the presentations, and bring that to the Florida area so we can show people it's all really about making places better and using some of the big ideas we've received here. We're going to now bring that to the Central Florida area where it's probably about 80 to 90 degrees right now. And sunny.
Yeah. So this is actually a little treat. It feels good out there. I got to wear boots and everything. Bud here has been quite the placemaker, if I must say so myself, within our community. And I would love for him to share a little bit about why this is important to him.
Well, you mentioned the temperature. That had a lot to do with our first decision to come up here. As Anita said, this sort of started in bed. She was telling me about the...
Wait, Bud.
A lot of good things start there. But anyway, we were...
I think this is live streamed. Yeah.
She's telling me about this expo up in Roanoke, and this was the middle of August. It was about 95 degrees, and I was reading the article in the New York Times about Ed. And she said, well, why don't we go up there? And I'm thinking, it's 95 degrees down here. Hopefully it'll be cooler, so let's go. So we came up here, and it wasn't, I'm a real estate guy. I was expecting this to be more of a real estate development type conference. And it obviously wasn't anything like that. But it was wonderful. And we went back to Winter Haven and started talking about it. To this day, I still have a hard time describing what Expo is to people, but we managed to do a good enough job to convince Derek to come up with us the next year. And as Anita said, our Chamber of Commerce has gotten involved, more city folks. Some friends from Lakeland are up here with us as well, and an adjoining community. And we're just real excited about taking this back to Florida, and cannot thank Ed and Amy and the Expo staff enough for their generosity. And I guess, I'm not sure if that's there's more than that. It's just the brand that Expo's built up here to allow us to borrow, steal a little bit and copy and take that back to Central Florida is very exciting, and we appreciate it.
Another very special person that we were able to bring with us here is Corbin Hart. Corbin is a recent graduate from Auburn University.
War Eagle.
At War Eagle, and which
We
is
all
my
feel
hometown.
sorry for him.
Yeah. Corbin came with us last year and was able to really connect on a little bit of a different level as someone who has gone away to school and is really coming back to Winter Haven to build their life. And if you would, Corbin, tell a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. To start with, I had no intentions of coming back to Winter Haven. Come senior year, I love my family business. Actually, I guess I was told to start with business, community, and the young professional group, young professionals, period. But I kind of have to start off with the fact that I didn't want to come back. And then come 2 years ago, I came back to Winter Haven, and I saw that it was a whole lot different than it was when I left. Thanks in part to these people here as well as these people down here. It's all about a community. And so I came back and I saw it and I said, well, maybe I'm not going to go and start my own business elsewhere. I'm going to come back here. And I think that's what it's all about, and that's what we have lacked some of in the past. And I'm really excited about it continuing in the future and bringing people back. And what else was it that I was supposed to talk about? Young professionals?
You're good. Good.
Perfect.
One of the things that we are really going to focus on with this wonderful thing called Expo, when we get it going here in Florida, is some of the unique challenges that Florida has. We have, believe it or not, a wonderful love-hate relationship with tourism. It is one of the biggest economic drivers for us as a state. As a Main Street director, I attend quarterly Main Street meetings that are made up of Main Street directors like myself, and there are small communities, and their struggle is authenticity. Where do you find that balance of keeping your downtown and your historic core viable, but true to itself, while you are attracting tourism? One of the other things that we have that's a little bit different, although, and what I'm learning is, oh my gosh, the surroundings here are so gorgeous. We have gorgeous, just a different kind of gorgeous. We are known as the Chain of Lakes City. We have wonderful lakes, and we are very close to the ocean. So within our state, we have all of these amazing outdoor resources, and how do we, engage those and make that part of people's everyday lives, not just those people who are traveling and visiting our state, but for us every day. This conference, I've enjoyed so much given the permission to rob and steal ideas. I do it secretly anyway. And to someone just say, no, this is good. Just take that idea, add a little bit to it, and it becomes your new idea. We apparently are going to have a lip syncing contest now. Thank you for that. And I'll tell you, Floyd is making me feel like a slacker after that presentation. That was just amazing. But it's that same spirit. We have in our community so many wonderful people who are doing great, great things. And that first expo and each expo that we've attended, we've sat and heard these stories from this community and the outer rings of this community. And I want our town and our community and our outer rings to see and hear and experience what you come away with is that pride and that love. And I think that has to be, as it's been said so many times, has to become a part of your economic development, has to become a part of why we do what we do. It's just going to be awesome. And Amy is going to come down. She's going to help us out a little bit with our plan. We have an amazing lineup of speakers. We have, just as a little example, we have someone coming to speak about outdoor dining in tropical environments. This is something we have to deal with, because it's hot. And it's not so nice to sit outside in 95, 98 degree weather, enjoying your glass of wine while you're just like, this is tough. But those are some of the things that we're going to be working on. These are just like a couple of little pictures from Winter Haven. The guy in the middle there, he's like our super kind of fun mascot. He rides through our downtown every day on his bicycle, hands up, riding right toward the sunset. And so he's just kind of a great person. He's a wonderful person for our community. That fountain is in the middle of our downtown, and he just rides a little loop around. And so I kind of could not help but put that in.
One of the great things that's happening in our community, and I don't know if you have a lot of young kids, but Legoland Florida, Merlin Entertainment's, the largest Legoland is in our community in Winter Haven, Florida, and we have a lot of individuals that are coming to our area. And so if you do decide to come down to our community, You will experience, when Anita talks about the chain of Lake City, what I like to tell individuals, especially when the water is right, that you can get on a boat and go from one side of our community to the other side of our city without getting out of a boat. Pull right up to a nice restaurant, pull up to Legoland, watch fireworks. And so that's some of the things that we want to bring, that particular element of what we do in Winter Haven. Great. You hear from Bud and Anita. I can tell you that I was born and raised in Winter Haven, and went off to college and said I would never come back. But there was a old city manager about 2001 that hired myself and T. Michael Stavros, and he left, and we kept getting elevated, and really the community is truly changing. It's gone from a very derelict community, and we thank people like Bud and Anita and the newcomers on the block like the Jeff Dollisons, who's a young professional that is really trying to change the very fabric of our community. I often say to people, we will be the desired destination for everyone. People will want to come to our community and not leave. And that's what we are hoping for. And we hope that some of you will come and experience CityWorks Expo in the Florida market. Bruce is up here in Roanoke, but I'm trying to get him in some of his advertisement and stuff to come to Winter Haven just for a little bit of work. We'll send him back. But we are really excited about this opportunity. We want you to connect with us. We've just started to create our Facebook page, or Twitter accounts, and website soon to really try to sell and really get people to come and experience what we're doing in Florida. And hopefully some of you make a visit, and we may be able to help you out, to find you some places to really stay. We do have people that are on this panel that have a lot of property, very great architectural type apartments and places to reside in, and we're going to try to find some other place. So we thank you for this time, and I know Anita wants to do some other closeouts because we have about 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Amy evidently doesn't realize we see this clock.
I think she knows. I cannot not really say thank you enough for Ed Walker and the staff here. Each year when we've come, it has been an incredible experience. And to have the imagination to create something like this, I'm just in awe of, and really touched that he would be open and genuine enough to want this to just move out into the world. When I asked, he emailed back with this really overall, yeah, that sounds great kind of an email. And I emailed Amy and I go, does he understand what I'm asking? And it was like, I think so. So the next year when we came, we went to breakfast, and I sat across and I said, okay, do you understand I would like to just take all of this and just put it in Winter Haven, just like this? And is that okay? And he said, absolutely, sure, this is going to be great, awesome, I can't wait to go. That kind of generosity is rare and very much appreciated. I want them to know by all of us in Winter Haven as we get ready to embark on what I think is going to be the first of many great gatherings in Florida to share wonderful stories and experiences like you guys have heard here. And I just don't know what else to say, but thank you, and come visit us in Florida.